Go ahead and get started. So let's start by settling the body. So we think about allowing the body to settle into its own stable, comfortable, upright position that's serviceable for meditation. So keep our feet flat and our back straight, torso open, hands in the lap right over left, with the palms upturned and the thumbs gently touching. Our eyes are gently closed or slightly open. We try to relax into this posture, adopting it without rigidity in the body. So just settle into this posture like the body is hanging on itself, trying to avoid slouching or leaning, but also avoiding tension. Then also begin to withdraw attending to the outside world, letting whatever is happening around you be as it is, without investigation. Feeling as though you're holding your attention just to the body and mind. Beginning to attend closely to the physical sensation of the air passing into and back out of the tip of the nostrils to anchor that awareness. Trying to notice quickly when anything that isn't that sensation is arising in the mind. And without judgment or frustration, just lifting your awareness up from that distraction and gently holding it again to the breath. And then on your own, establish a broad and virtuous, altruistic motivation, thinking of the purpose of your time as wanting to tap into your potential to be of greater and greater benefit to others. And keeping that motivation in mind, we'll today contemplate the causes and the conditions that support and give rise to the states of mind that bring about our own suffering and motivate us to engage in actions that cause suffering for others. By understanding these causes and conditions, we'll be better equipped to notice the arising of these disturbing attitudes. So the first of these factors that empower the arising of these disturbing states are the latencies or the seeds of these states themselves in the mind. So we can reflect on the fact that many times in our day, we're not experiencing anger or jealousy or any sense of malice or ill will, things of that sort. But then other times in the day, certain external causes and conditions come together when a person says an unkind thing or acts thoughtlessly, and then almost without choice in that moment, a disturbing attitude arises because the seeds, the latencies, were present in the mind and they met the right kind of external conditions. So try first to reflect on the fact that our mind is full of these potentials, dormant some of the time, but waiting to be in contact with the right circumstances. Try to make some examples in your own life that demonstrate that to you. The next part of this process is contact with objects, mainly here, objects of attachment or objects of aversion. An object of attachment appears strongly pleasant, positive to the mind, as if it's made out of happiness. An object of aversion appears spontaneously to the mind as negative, painful, as if there's no space between the object and that experience. These exaggerated ways of relating to objects give rise to all kinds of painful mental states. So think in your own life, what kinds of objects tend to be objects of attachment for you? What kinds of objects tend to be objects of aversion for you? One piece of advice that the Buddha gives about relating to these objects that have power over us in that way is, until our practice, our mindfulness is quite strong, we may need to limit our contact. For some objects that aren't as strong, we may be able to transform the experience by focusing on the other aspects of the object, seeing it more clearly, seeing some of the disadvantages of a pleasant object, or some of the useful qualities of an object that seems aversive. Try to think about these strategies in your own life. Which objects might it be skillful to keep some distance from? Which objects might you be able to see in a more balanced and realistic way? Try to think about implementing this advice in your own life. And the next point of contemplation are the people in our lives, people that we associate with, the influence that they might have over our choices, our decisions, our values. So just reflect on whether you surround yourself with people who support what's important to you, whether some people are critical or dismissive, and what impact that has. Are there any influences from other people that have made it more difficult for you to follow a spiritual path that you most agree with? And if so, what strategies do you think might be effective? Is it necessary to create some boundaries? So try to think in your own life whether you have a support system, whether there are obstacles, and what skillful ways you might work with those obstacles. And then when you're ready, we'll come back together. And then we'll dedicate. So recollect your virtuous motivation and think that by contemplating in this way, you've actualized that motivation. And that has created positive energy in the mind that you freely give away, offer for the benefit of sentient beings. Thinking, may this karma ripen in whatever way is beneficial for sentient beings. May it serve to pacify all conflict, hunger, poverty, disease in the world. May it ripen the minds of sentient beings, provide them causes of happiness and freedom from suffering, up to and including the state of enlightenment. May that state of enlightenment ripen in my own mind to provide me the ability to benefit sentient beings perfectly. And may I and all sentient beings in this moment be guided and protected, come under the care of the enlightened beings until we swiftly achieve enlightenment. And may any obstacles facing the Guru's long life be completely dispelled. Thank you.